I got Cartographer working. It turns out something wrong with the original bag file I used to write it. Maybe it's because I recorded the bag file with all the topics while the car was running in pure pursuit mode, which means that it had extra topics that may have interfered, because the car was just like jittering between two locations the whole time. But now I got it to work just by using a faster bag file. And right now I'm doing some theoretical tests on how fast the car can localize, see how fast it can go. So this is playing a bag file where the car was driving at 2 meters per second on straightaways and 1.5 on turns. And I'm playing it at 3 times the speed in order to try and determine how fast the computer can actually localize. And it, just a preview, works pretty damn well. I mean, I counted how long this took. It literally takes 12 seconds to do a loop. Given that this map is 24 meters by 9 meters, I've actually measured it in the real world and here. 66 meters divided by 12 seconds is 5.5 meters per second, which is 12.3 miles per hour. Yesterday we were going 5 meters per second, so just a little slower than this, and we finished our loops in about 16 seconds instead of 12. But as you can see, the localization is working well, so that means we're not going to be bottlenecked by the localization. I'm going to bring the speed up even more just to see how we can do it. I think this is a great test just so we know what are the theoretical limits. Actually, these are actual limits because the car is actually running in real life. So this can be 4. So this should be 8 meters per second in the real world. Because when I ran it was 2 at a speed of 4 times. I just want to see when the localize starts getting bad. Alright, that got bad. But I think that may have just gone bad because it's too fast. Whoa. Alright, that is pretty bad. Let me try that again. Perhaps that is the theoretical limit of this car. I need to set a pose estimate really fast. I think that's the thing. See, I missed the pose estimate already, and the car's so fast that I can't even catch it up. Alright, assuming that we have the pose. Oh, there we go. We got the pose in the beginning. Alright. It's still localizing pretty damn well. I think the most important thing is just setting the initial pose in the launch file, which I don't have in this one, but let me borrow it from elsewhere. Pure Pursuit has a launch file that I wrote, which gives this initial pose, and it's, in this case, just going to be 0. Because the map gets mapped from 0. That way we don't have to worry about setting it really fast. And the car will actually do this when it does the real world as well. Alright, it's still localizing well. And let me time how fast this is. How do I time it? I'll time it based off the phone. 318 right now on the video. And by the time it gets back here, it's at 327. That's 9 seconds. 9 seconds, let's do the math here. 66 meters over 9 seconds gives us 7.3 meters per second on average, which converts to 16.3 miles per hour. So we know that at that speed, the car still localizes pretty well. I mean, just did 10 loops right there. Dang. Okay, so let's try and bring it up even faster now. So now that we don't even have to set initial pose, let's bring it up to 5. And let's go. So 5 times the speed, it should be about 10 meters per second on the straightaways at least. Turns are a little slower, but generally the same speed. Oh wait, that was bad. See, if that happens in the real world, the car's so gonna freaking crash and die. Alright, that's not good. Let me try running that again. Is it possible that the car's not actually starting at 0, 0? Not really. Let me set 2 pose estimate soon just in case. I think the initial 2D pose estimate was just, whoa. Alright, the car's definitely hit its theoretical limit, I think. Can't do it fast enough. Yep. Let me just sanity check. Let me bring it back down to 4 with that initial pose thing, just to make sure it's not a problem with the initial pose. I'm pretty sure the initial pose is fine, which means that, well, we'll see. Because the car starts at 0, 0, like how can it not? Yep, so the initial pose was good, so that means that 5 times the speed is just really the theoretical limit. So we're gonna have to say that around 7.3 meters per second is about as fast as the car can go while localizing correctly on this computer, at least. Or even given this map. Now if I want to throw in a twist though, what I could do is I could put in our initially the map that I hand created in Photoshop. This is the one with Cartographer. We can try that to see if it can reach the theoretical limit based off of that map. So that map was called, it's not Levine 5 loop slow, it's just Levine.yaml. So we'll try out this one. I may have to change the initial pose, but hopefully it's smart enough to catch up. Because the initial pose here is actually like 1 meter in the X direction. But I think it should be okay. Much cleaner map. Oh no, that one does not work well. That was not good right there. Nope. Wow, so what we're basically saying is that the Cartographer map outperforms this map. Whoa, okay. Let's bring the speed down to see if this map can still perform well. Because it should. I mean, yesterday we were running it at, what, 5 meters per second? So technically a 3 is pretty close to it. Let's see. So Cartographer map is actually outperforming, which would kind of make sense because it should outperform given that it's getting all the actual features in live. We could try upping the number of particles as well. Alright, well, that's off. But to be fair, let me make sure I have the right values for the numbers. Because this could be throwing it off. I mean, 2 meters is a big difference. So if I put these two in, now that we have initial pose correctly, let's see if it can do any better. No. What the heck? Okay, now this is weird because yesterday we were running it actually in the real world on that map at pretty fast speeds. So let me try bringing it down to 2. If 2 doesn't work, then there's something wrong with this bag file, but we can't say there's anything wrong with the bag file because the bag file was actually recorded in real life. Huh. What? How's the initial pose already off? That is not good. Alright, well, at least now we know. Let's not rely on that map anymore. It's about time that we move over to the one made by Cartographer. I'm going to keep it at 4. Let's try upping the number of particles to like 10,000 to see what happens. Not 100,000, 10,000. Perhaps it will perform better. Oh, and I also need to change the initial pose back to 0. Okay, so that was... Wait, the pose is 0. Wait, I thought I copied and pasted this in earlier. Did I not? Well, wait, maybe I didn't copy and paste it in on the... Oh, no, I did do a Control-Z, so I know it's in there. Alright. Oh, let's see. Wow, pretty good. Are there actually that many particles though? I can't tell. But this is what, 4 times the speed, which we did pretty comfortably earlier, right? We want to get up to 5 times the speed. So Cartographer's pretty good, and Cartographer could even be made better by setting the what's this invalid argument thing though? That's not good. Anyways, it's running, so let's set this to 5 times speed. See if it hits the limit. Earlier it wasn't working, but maybe now that we have our more particles, maybe it'll work better. Nope, does not work any better. Alright, so let's tell Jack around 8 meters per second is around the theoretical limit. Alright, so that's just a matter of the car not being able to localize fast enough, I guess. Is this orientation correct? Yeah. I mean, you can expect that, right? It's not like the car is going to go super fast and be able to localize perfectly. And it is using the GPU, so we do know it's very fast. But yeah, I mean, if we were to go 10 meters per second, this would basically be doing this in 6 seconds. If you really want a sense of what I'm talking about in 6 seconds, look at this hallway. See how big the hallway is? You're saying you want the car to go down, not all the way down there, but to here. So you want the car to go here to here, and around the other way, and back in 6 seconds. I mean, that's just insane. Just the car, it would just totally lose grip on the sides by itself, so I don't think that would be feasible. Because remember, we're multiplying everything by a factor of 5 here, including the turns of 1.5. We're not going to tell the car to go 6 meters per second on turns. So it's not fair to say that this wouldn't work, because on turns, which is generally where it's losing the localization, on turns the car is still limited. It's really only the straightaways that we can really boost up the speed. So it's not a real true test, but at least we know as a general sense, like these are some of the limits. So this is super cool. Let me just end by putting back the Cartographer map, and yeah, that's good. Good to know. So yeah, we just debugged it. Cartographer works now. I'm going to test it now in the real world, running localization without a map server, instead just actually driving it and see if the car can localize itself. So cool.